This is an area we're looking at as 142 about. It should be a good area of support for us. Two other areas we're looking at here is this upward trend, right? We, of course, want to keep this upward trend. We saw ourselves come right into it and bounce off of it. So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Wagmi TV. I know over the course of the last couple of hours, and honestly the last day, ever since the Fed meeting, we've had some pretty volatile markets, not just in the crypto space, but within equities as well. So this will be a quick one today. Just wanted to quickly review the chart on Aerodrome after our last update. I believe it was last week or 2 weeks ago. As always, this is not financial advice. Please do your own research. Just wanted to come to the table as I know we've all been talking about this one specifically. So going to dive into the Aerodrome chart here. And what we are seeing, as we had kind of talked through on our last video, right? We essentially are looking at Aerodrome on the daily, and we saw this massive run up. It was super, super awesome. As we said, it was getting a little bit exhausted, right? So kind of think of, a marathon runner, right? They're running. At some point, they're going to get exhausted if they're making a long, big, massive run like this. So they do have to take a break. We did expect this on our last conversation where we were expecting this to move down slightly. The fundamentals on Aerodrome still seem to be fairly bullish, but just specifically looking at the chart itself, what we'll actually see here is a very similar setup to what we saw before, right? As far as we had a higher high and lower lows in RSI, we saw a pretty large pullback here. Similarly here, we're seeing a bullish or bearish divergence here from this high all the way to the high back at, looks like the 7th of December. We're seeing bearish divergences there as well. And as we noted, right, we're seeing quite a big sell-off. So what we saw is the bearish divergences. We saw the essentially a double top form. And I know we talked about on our last video, right, if you're a short-term trader, probably not the place to get in. Right. So as we're seeing across the crypto market, you can kind of see here on the right, we're seeing a pretty big sell-off here in Aerodrome. So a couple levels that I wanted us to dive into and highlight. This is an area we're looking at as 142 about. It should be a good area of support for us. Two other areas we're looking at here is this upward trend, right? We, of course, want to keep this upward trend. We saw ourselves come right into it and bounce off of it. So to stay extremely bullish on this, right, we want to make sure that we're holding this upward trend line. What's nice is, of course, we do have that little layer of support here below as well. The other thing that we are looking at here is this downward trend line that we actually broke out of, right, from the all-time highs through this high here on the 10th of November. We're seeing us, obviously, we broke out. We confirmed above it, which was great. We had a big run. And we, of course, have not come down and retested that, right? We talk about that a lot of breaking out of these patterns and then coming back down to retest what we'd call essentially the scene of the crime. So what we're seeing is essentially three levels of confluence here, which is usually a pretty good sign as far as support goes, right? So we have this upward trend line, this downward trend line that we have not come back down to retest, as well as this support level right in here. So as we're thinking of Aerodrome from a medium to longer term investment, right, it could definitely sink below a lot of these, but a lot of the folks that were excited about it up here, right, it's giving us a chance to get back in. So those who are DCAing for long-term positions, obviously a good time to potentially add a little bit more to the bag. Those who are a little bit more short to medium term, starting to look really good for us in this kind of general vicinity, really between, 149 to about 143. So that range in there should be decent, right? Again, what we might see and what we see in crypto a lot is, sinks below or sinks above, right? Some wicks that actually happen on some of these candles on a daily basis. Don't let that shake you out, right? I think what we really need to understand is, do these things confirm above or below some of these levels? And so for us, right, we just want to make sure we're not closing on a daily basis below that 142 line to stay bullish on Aerodrome. So that's the small update from us. I'm not sure if we're going to be getting together next week with the holidays, a lot of craziness going on. So just wanted to come to you all with kind of the market tanking a little bit and give you our perspective on this. So if you found this useful, if you found this helpful, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe below. Looking forward to seeing you all soon, and hopefully you have some levels of buying if you're still bullish on the crypto market or still bullish on Bitcoin in general. So could see a little bit more downside, but we're not quite our hope is not quite broken yet. So y'all have a great one, and we will chat soon. Wagmi.